So I first started pin trading or pin collecting in about 2002. Pin trading would have been fairly new. Official pin trading started in 2000, hence this year being the 20th anniversary event. And they did a promotion. If you had booked your trip with American Express, you actually got like a set of pins for trading. So I still actually have one of those pins right here for you. They basically gave these pins out. I think you got a couple of them, and you could go around and trade with cast members then, and it was pretty much over at that point. And now, almost 20 years later, I have pins out the wazoo. I mean, I have them everywhere. They're in all sorts of drawers. I had to go around and try to round them up and find them for this video, and I've just got a crazy amount of pins. Alright, so we're going to start with our top two boards here. So up in my top left here, I have mostly like Disney Christmas pins. It's probably one of my larger collections right now, just because when my family used to go, we used to always go around Christmas time. So we would always get kind of like the different resort pins from resorts that we visited. And obviously, if it was Christmas time, that was going to be a lot of the Ellies that were out. And I just tend to enjoy a lot of the Christmas pins as well. So here we have Polynesian Resort Pin, Holidays Around the World for Epcot. I actually have two of this pin. One of them is I believe, a pre-production pin. And the other one is just, I think, on the backer card still. Got Jingle Cruise. That is actually from Katie's Very Merry Christmas Cruise. Got Boardwalk Resort pins. I love this pin, and there's actually a second one that they had. I think one might have been pass holder, and one was just regular, and I kind of wish I had the second one. That was from Holidays Around the World. Does it have the year on it? 2016 up there. Very Merry Christmas Party. It's the pass holder 2016. And then a lot of Very Merry pins, a couple different like winter pins, a lot of the resort pins that they do. They do the collection with one of each. I'll actually show you. I have a box. I have a whole collection from one of the years. I forget what year. Animal Kingdom Lodge. Let's see, Small World Holiday. I believe that one might actually be an artist proof as well. Yep, you can see it down there. Artist proof. I have a couple APs and PPs kind of just spread throughout this. Kind of going through. Fort Wilderness. Love me some Fort Wilderness. I used to be really bad about like going and buying. As I said, I have a whole, like an entire series of one of these. I've scaled it back now to usually I just get like one or two pins for resorts that I've stayed at kind of during that holiday frame. These three are kind of funny. We actually my mom had to re-buy these for me because back in 2005, I was a little youngster with my little fanny pack, and for whatever reason, I had the pins in my pack like the whole trip, and I actually lost the fanny pack. I put it in like the wrong cart or the wrong stroller or something, and it just never got found. It was lost, and I lost these pins. And I think that year, like for Christmas or something, my mom had went and was able to get them again. They're pretty old and beat up. They could actually use probably a good cleaning. But those pins are always pretty special to me for that reason. And then if we move up here, we got kind of just generic attraction pins. I used to really like, I had basically park maps on some of my older pin boards, and I would put the pins on the park map. This one actually used to have 2 posts so that the thing would spin around, but now it's only got 1. You can see it's still down in there. So it kind of just dangles. Jungle Cruise over there, Soarin'. Spectro Magic, if you guys remember that parade. That's always kind of a cool pin, just because that's not around anymore. A couple attraction anniversaries. Got 30th anniversary of Big Thunder Railroad. I believe that Skipper Adventureland is from the 25th of... Oh, sorry. Okay, it's from the 45th anniversary of Walt Disney World, is what it was. And 45th of the ride. Another Christmas pin. Some pins, because I move them around from my display board in the background of our videos, kind of are all over the place. These 2 were from limited edition from the 35th anniversary. Or maybe they're not LE. Yeah, not LE, but they were like a mystery pack, and they came in these really cool tins. I don't think I have any down here anymore, but I think we still have them in PA. This is like one of my original pins. This is an OG. Like, I think that's the first pin I bought because I love the monorail. 35th anniversary down there. 60th was when Katie was there for the Disneyland Half Marathon weekend, and they'd gotten that. And we got a couple park anniversaries. We've got Animal Kingdom 20th, Animal Kingdom 20th. I believe this is a pass holder, 45th anniversary. I really like that one, actually. I like the old logo up top. And if we move over here, just a small, mostly Halloween party pins here. See, going through just a couple there. Another Very Merry Christmas Party pin. I like that one. I don't see a whole lot of Wreck-It Ralph. And we got Halloween Party. Also love the Orange Bird one. Little pumpkins that move kind of back and forth. Then Hades Villain. That's actually from, I believe, Disneyland's Halloween Party. And that was given to me as a gift. And then we got kind of like a couple random character pins. Katie got me those Wally and Eve sandals. I love them. 20th anniversary of Hercules. I believe this is actually, yeah, 75 of Bambi. You can see it hangs up like that. And there we go, falls down. These 2 are from like Uniqlo boxes. You get like a shirt, it comes with the box, but you'll see the boxes later. And then you get the pins, so they're pretty cool. We got some Mickey, Donald, and Pluto cartoons. They may be scrappers. They're pretty common scrappers. And then we got 45th anniversary pins. Obviously from the 45th anniversary. These 4 here were all from the lanyard set. Then you had the 45th anniversary actual pin. A couple random Magic Kingdom pins. We'll go down and then come kind of back up around to the Run Disney stuff. But these couple pins here are kind of cool. That was from when they did the like pin trading, basically like bubblegum machines. I forget what they called them. Does it say on the back here? No, it doesn't. But basically some of the parks had like basically bubblegum machines, and I think it was like $5 a pin, and you got the little capsule, and it would have a pin in it, and there were a couple sets you can complete. As you can see, I don't have any complete sets here. I believe the Mickey one was pretty sought after though for a while. of the world. That pin was kind of cool because the backer card had seeds in it, so you would go and like plant the backer card. And I don't think the seeds ever grew though. Got Narnia. Kind of a couple like random open editions down here. It's like some older pins. This is from Katie did the Segway tour around World Showcase back when that was a thing. And they always give you a pin whenever you do the different like backstage tours. That was from when we did the Undiscovered Future World. That was a super cool tour. I really enjoyed that. And then a couple like random dated pins, New Year's, different years that we had traveled to Disney, that sort of thing. Down here is like some random hidden Mickeys. You see also a couple like random places, Vogel State Park, Grand Ole Opry, that sort of thing. And hidden Mickeys all in here. Night of Joy, that was Katie. Katie did quite a few of the Night of Joys. And then we'll kind of swing up and work down again. But here's the majority of our RunDisney pins. This is another collection that I kind of have everywhere. Oh, you can see up the top we got some Star Wars. And then the inaugural Wine and Dine over here. I think this is the only set where they have the old of these. I didn't like when they did these. I just think they look kind of cheap compared to the actual, like these ones. But they were the only pins that were available that year, because that was a pretty big popular year, being that it was the inaugural challenge year for Wine and Dine. That was the first year where they moved it to the morning for the half marathon. And we got 2019 half marathon Donald there. That was my first marathon weekend. I didn't run the marathon that weekend. It was just the first of that series of weekends I did, which really wasn't that long ago. Moving down, you have Katie's Wine and Dine here. And then some princess pins from 2017, 2018. Glass Slipper Challenge 2017. I believe that was the first year I ran under a sub-2 half marathon. I think I ran like a 1:37 or 1:35, something like that. So that's always kind of special. And we have the 2018 pins over here. And then moving down, got another 2019 Marathon Weekend pin. I really like that pin. It's a really cool pin there. Half Marathon Weekend 2019. And we have lots more Star Wars pins here. These three over here, which are kind of basic, but they're from the inaugural year. You can see you have the half marathon, the challenge, and the 10K there. And we got more Rival Run 2019, 2018. That was Marathon Weekend was Katie. I believe she ran the half marathon that year. We actually didn't run this Wine and Dine 2017. I just had the pin from a cast member trade. A lot of times the RunDisney pins end up at the cast member store for like $1, and they'll buy them for traders, which is pretty cool. Disneyland 2015 half, that's Katie as well. We have generic RunDisney. I think I missed over a couple more princess pins up here. And then pass holder Star Wars. And 2018 two-course challenge for Wine and Dine. That little Tomorrowland pin's kind of cool. You can only get that by talking to the Chevrolet dealer at the end of the test track ride. Alright, so on to the second board. So we've got a couple like just random resort pins. That was from one of my like earliest trips to Disney. I'm not even sure if that has a year on it. Nope, there's nothing on the back. It's just like flat, but that's an older pin. 10th anniversary. I'm sure I can look up what year that was then. But we got Grand Floridian, Pop Century. Let's cool. It kind of spins around, has some of the different icons from around the resort. We got Fort Wilderness. Love some Fort Wilderness. Got Polynesian. We've got 25th anniversary of Wilderness Lodge. This is recent. This is from like, I think the last 2 years. It's got Chip and Dale on it. It's also like a pretty big, thick pin, which is pretty cool. Port Orleans, the fishing rod used to have like a little bobber on it. That fell off. That's another pretty old one from us. A lot of Wilderness Lodge pins here. I believe that this yep, you can see there's a little AP on the bottom of the pin trading logo there. But lots of Wilderness Lodge. We love Wilderness Lodge. We've stayed there multiple times, like even as a family. A couple random LEs over here. Enchanted Tiki Room. I liked this set. I really planned on trying to collect more of it, but that didn't happen. But that's okay. I've got kind of some mostly cruise line. Not sure what I was doing with these 100 Years of Magic over here. They're still pretty cool. I like the way they look. We got our cruise line pins here. Disney Cruise Line Dream 2011. Got another Wine and Dine pin. Just chilling there. Disney Cruise Line 2020. It's from our cruise last year. Yacht Club. It's from our honeymoon. We spent our first 2 nights there. We got some Disney Dream there, and some random like park pins over here. Disney Cruise Line Vinylmation. That participant pin was a cast member pin that they gave to cast members who had volunteered for something. And kind of a random spinner pin there. A lot of kind of like random LEs that I've picked up through the years. We'll go over here. Really like this pin. This was from Disneyland's anniversary of Pirates of the Caribbean, and there was a whole set. This is just the only one that we had gotten. That was another one that was a gift. Then we have some fast passes and random Disney World. Those all might be scrappers, actually. I think I got those when I was pretty young and didn't know about scrappers and that sort of thing. And then up here we have mostly like festival pins moving down through here. Food and wine. This one was cool. This is one of the ones that you got when you did the like sip and savor pass for food and wine, where they give it the tabs. We always tend to like to do that when they have it, and the pins are usually pretty sweet, but this is one of my favorite ones from Food and Wine, actually. We got California Adventure Food and Wine, 20 Years Food and Wine, lots of Food and Wine. I think that's Flower and Garden last year for the Epcot as the orange, which I really liked. Flower and Garden. This one's pretty cool here. Another hinge pin that opens up. Got Figment, Food and Wine 2018. And Festival of the Arts. Food and Wine, Flower and Garden, Easter, Flower and Garden. We got more Flower and Garden. That pin, I actually, when I was younger, we went to a Disney convention back when I lived in Pennsylvania. It was just like a Disney fan expo type of thing. It wasn't like a Disney sanctioned event, or that was before D23. But I won like a pin lanyard full of random pins, and that was on it. And I have most of the pins. I don't see any more of them on my board here, but I'm sure we'll find them later. We got Flower and Garden, Festival of the Arts. I really like that pin. More Festival of the Arts. We have the Year of a Million Dream pins, where they were giving them out all around the park, and they'd give you 2, one for yourself and then one to share with someone. We got a couple just like random LEs here. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I think it's this one. Yeah, so it's another AP pin there. It was from the opening of Pandora. I think that was just a pass holder, like, limited release. Fine and Dandy 2017. Might also be... Oh my goodness. Another AP there. Finding Nemo. Nope. And a couple more. Fine and Dandy. Those ones are from Dapper Days, which technically is another like non-Disney event, but it happens in the park. But now they kind of caught on and they'll sell a pin for it every year. Happy birthday, Mickey. This one I'm... Pretty sure that's AP, but I can't get it off the board right now. 4th of July. A lot of my pins are like just the random event pins from things that we've participated in. We've got kind of some random hidden Mickey and character pins going down here. A lot of those were like gifts and whatnot. I really like the when they did this Pixar celebration. These were from Disneyland. I got those online. I wasn't there to buy those in person, but I thought those pins were cool. I had intended on getting the whole set of them as they came out. It just never happened. And I really like, I have a couple of these, which we'll probably run into later, but the cartridge goes in and out, and the controller pops up. I think it was like the Kingdom Console series, is what they called it. Rivers of Light, cool pin, disappointing show. Hoop-de-doo review. Alright, we'll come up here. I have a bunch of the Shanghai release pins. The Mickey, though, was actually bought by a friend who went right after the park had opened and grabbed the pin for me. That one's pretty cool. The rest of them, I think I found at the outlet, the Disney outlet store for like $1 each. But they're nice pins. I think they look good. And then over here, we have Animation Celebration event pins. So we've got a couple lenticulars. If I can get them to... Yeah, there they go a little bit. I like those. That was the, I think the welcome pin that year. We got the logo pin over there, pass holder pin. And that one. Yeah, so you can see, you spin it, it jumps up and down, or falls and unfalls, kind of. These were the mystery box. I only got one mystery box just to open one. I usually don't end up getting like full collections of mystery boxes. But the bluish one is one of the chaser pins, which is pretty cool. Oh, shit. Alright, so we have a couple more random Christmas pins, just because I think typically during Christmas time I'll set up my backdrop board with some Christmas pins, and this is just where they ended up back this year. Mostly because I think I ran out of room up top. I've got to rearrange these, but not a priority right now. And then over here, when they did the LRs for Marvel movies, I was collecting a lot of those. I don't so much now, just because a lot of times they'll move them to like open edition, or I just don't get there to get them all the time. But see, Ant-Man, Infinity War, Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy. Then back here, a couple more Animation Celebration. These were the mini jumbos. And they're all the sketchboards. I love that one. It's one of my favorites there. Then one of my favorite collections, kind of like my Epcot and Epcot history collection. So you got that. This pin's cool because it's like multi-purpose. It's a pin and a button. You can do it as either. And the pin actually can come out and be just the pin. And we've got this is a kind of a, well, those three aren't, but these couple down here are more recent Hidden Mickey collection. I think they're from like 2 or 3 years ago now. We've got Epcot 30th. This is actually one of my favorite pins. I think it's just so pretty. I love both the opening element and the close. Epcot. These were from the, I think it was 35th anniversary. Kind of like one of their countdown series. Some classic attractions there. Got an Epcot World Showcase spinner. Epcot 35. And this was the Epcot 35 like mystery series. One of the few mystery series that I collected the whole set for, but it's just the old attraction perk icons. I've got a couple more kind of random. Definitely a scrapper right there, but that's okay. Random Epcot pins. And then I would love to collect this whole set. I just never get around to it. But this is a WDI Epcot 35. And they have basically one of these for all of the attraction logos with different characters in it. And I think they're just cool pins. And it's like, you can see compared to these other pins, they're like a nice size too. And another Epcot 35 trifold pin. Then down here is just like a real small kind of Mickey-Sorcerer Mickey collection. That was another one of those pins that was on that lanyard I won, I remember. These two up here were from the Mickey 90th Expo that they'd done in New York. My sister was going to school there. And just a couple random Mickey pins. Another one that was from that expo, which is probably one of my favorite pins from that lanyard I won, just because I was living in PA at the time. So I thought that was super cool. Alright, so now we're going to move on to my pin bags. These are the only two like trading bags I have. This one's actually almost empty, but I do like this one for kind of events and stuff, just because it's got some more like proper bag elements. So that you could like put things like your wallet in. There's really nothing in this right now. But I do have these. I have like some cardboard back behind these so that the pins stay in. But I would rather like put a punch board or something behind it, something that would hold the pins. That's why I'm not currently using it. Walt came to visit and see what's going on. Are you here to pin trade? Are we going to show them the pins? Alright. So this one is kind of like my trading binder / traded binder. So I've actually been working on trying to complete this set. We had gotten most of it back when it had came out. I don't even remember like what year it is. But I'm only missing a couple more now. I have the actual like engine in the back of the book because I traded for it recently. Got a couple mystery pins here. And some of my like random duplicates are in here as well. This one's a LE500 cast exclusive. I'm not really like actively trying to trade that. It just happens to be in the book. A couple hidden Mickeys. Got a couple extra of the state pins. I never actually collected the set. I had bought just a couple boxes for trading. And a lot of times I just end up trading like state pin for state pin to help people complete their collection, which has been super fun. Like I don't have any interest in completing the set, but it like makes me happy to make other people happy to help trade. and help them complete their sets. I've got a couple, kind of some of the puzzle pins there. This was from opening day for the Tron Legacy movie. It's like LE3000. And like, I don't know, Tron's a very specific collection, but there's not a lot of pins out for it. So I've had a lot of people like ask me about it and try to trade for it. But there's just hasn't been anything that I've wanted to trade for it. Some mystery boxes from what was that movie called? Some mystery boxes from Rogue One there. May the Fourth be with you, featuring the Solo Millennium Falcon. There you go. And then Zootopia. Some of this is just kind of like random LEs, and I will occasionally I'll go through my collection and kind of like add things to it, or sometimes even take it away. These are the Disney Studio Store Hollywood solo pins. I have the whole collection of these here. These are actually pretty cool, and Star Wars is actually not like widely traded, so they're not like super popular. But I do keep them in my trade binder. A couple random. This is from the Wally. I think it was like the 10th anniversary, 15th anniversary. I have the full set there. Then I have my own full set of those as well. Kind of a couple more just like random LEs. This was from Disney Movie Rewards when Toy Story Land opened. And the Slinky actually comes off of that. And then he's like, he does his like little Slinky stuff. That sort of thing. Another pass holder pin. Got some of these random like Marvel ones. Occasionally I'll just like trade them out to people who are looking to complete their set for those, and I'll try to complete my own, which I think I have somewhere back here. A couple random just like open edition pins, things I have duplicates of, that sort of thing. Disney Parks blog pin, Walt Disney World. Yeah, so here's my Marvel ones. Then I don't know where I got these Star Wars ones from, to be honest. And that's super cool. A friend actually traded me for those. A lot of those, like Sorcerer Mickey ones and Epcot ones. I have some close friends that I met actually at a pin trading event. And they'll save like different Epcot and Mickey pins for me. And then like whenever they're down, I'll try to meet up with them and we do some trading. Mickey Mouse Memories, 5 of 12. I think I have 2 sets of those. If I head back here. These 3 down here are ones that I've traded for. Again, there was the engine for the front of that set there. I believe this is a WDI Mickey. It's pretty cool. And then I have another one of these holiday pins. I believe this one was like my original one. And the other one is the pre-production one. And that's why this one's in here. These were the other 2 sets from those Wally pins I showed you earlier. These are the box sets. I still have them in the box here, and it was 10th anniversary, which makes sense. A couple cool. I really like the Eve one. It opens up to show the plant there. And then over here is the Jumbo. This pin's pretty cool. It opens up. You can see that, and this whole set I actually got signed by the artist of the pin designer. It was Jess Willis. If you ever get a chance to talk to her at an event, she's pretty cool, and she typically tends to make like my favorite pins from the different events. So these were 2 more sets from the animation celebration. You had this was like the drawing game set you got. I actually don't love these pins. I think they're a little bit basic. Just like a blank background, but those were the sketches that you had to make to get the pin set. And then I do like this set a lot. This was the goodbye gift, and it's kind of each of the main characters doing different parts. So you have Goofy over here storyboarding, Minnie's doing some ink and paint. You got Donald doing some sketching, and Mickey is at the premiere. So I have a ton of these boxes full of pins. These are actually from when I collected Pokemon cards, which I still have a bunch, but these boxes fit pins like perfectly with the backer card on. So a lot of times, like when I buy a bunch of new pins, I don't necessarily have room to hang them up. They go into these, and I'll show you. I have like a larger box full of these little boxes, and they're labeled with like where the pins are from and the different events and years. But we'll quickly go through these. Dog is very interested about why I'm on the floor and not petting him. Isn't that right? Alright, but these will pretty much all be like limited edition, limited release event pins. So, that was from when Trader Sam's released their Halloween mug. And I have that mug too, actually, sitting kind of behind me on the studio wall. Food and Wine Festival. And then looks like a lot of these pins were back from when Katie and I got married here. Mr. and Mrs. We had gotten, a bunch of people had gotten us like Disney marriage pins, which is super cute. I actually should like do something with them and hang them up. Maybe do like a shadow box. That would be adorable. Then I have a bunch. I really liked the vinyl collection, vintage vinyl. So I have a bunch of those. You can see 101 Dalmatians. I don't typically go like out of my way to try to get sets. That one I did. Okay, I do have another Magic Honor in here. We got Pin Trading Night. I like that they started doing pins for these, so that we haven't had a Pin Trading Night in a while. Pinocchio vintage vinyl here. We got Food and Wine Festival for California Adventure here. Kingdom Crests. It's another Disneyland pin. And this one opens. I do like Tiki Room pins a lot too. I had a very small collection for Tiki Room. Another Kingdom Consoles here. Marriage pin. And then Hollywood Studios 30th anniversary. That was cool to be there for that event. Not quite as like high key as, you know, like the 50th anniversary was going to be, or even like Magic Kingdom 45, but it was a lot of fun. And I believe these are also, yep, buttons. I have a lot of buttons from different events and stuff too. Alright, so it's newer here. Actually, my newest pin I've gotten, 2021, Where Fantasy Grows. This just came out, like, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. Galaxy's Edge opening pins. It was Christmas 2019. This was, I think, a random pin that Katie got me, but it's super cute. More Galaxy's Edge opening pins. Food and Wine 2019. Another vintage vinyl there. Maybe I can do something cool with those. Maybe like punch some holes through an older vinyl and make a cool display for those. Another Epcot Food and Wine pin. Pass holder Halloween party. Got another Food and Wine 2019 pin. And another Halloween party pin. Got a bunch of random pins in the bottom of that box. Some of them are just like old traders. Some of them are like suspected scrappers. They don't want to trade, so they just kind of sit down there. I did find I had this whole mystery set. What year is this from? I think that's 2018. But I thought this set was really cool. So I had gotten enough boxes to complete the set, and then I actually had to trade. I did a box opening video for them. But they were kind of cool. Unfortunately, the quality of them ended up being like super shoddy. like edges just not being particularly smooth, lots of divots and stuff in them. So that was unfortunate, but still kind of a cool set. Maybe something else I could do something with the frame. And 2 more Christmas pins I just found. Obviously this was from this last Christmas here. I believe this was the pass holder exclusive. Oh, sorry. Not pass holder exclusive. This was just the limited edition. This was for the gingerbread setups. Now, of course, they didn't do the gingerbread men this year, but I thought this series of pins was cool. I just got the Epcot one, though. We have a little Christmas train as well. Alright, so this is the box that I was telling you about. Those Uniqlo sets came in. It's a cool little, like, magnetic box, actually. I like it a lot. But in one of those, I had a whole resort set for 2016. A little excessive here. I have no desire to collect these whole sets again. Like I said, I usually just get ones for resorts that I stay in during the holidays now. It's still kind of cool to have it. It would be cool to, like, display these on a wreath somehow. Like, make a special wreath for them. But for now, they kind of just sit in a box. But they do open up to show the characters a little better, as well as the resort that they're for. And I'm not going to open them all up, but they are cool pins. I do like them a lot. They were better than this year's for sure, and even the last couple years. Got even more here in the famous Pokemon boxes. See, these ones are hopefully a little more organized. We'll see. So I've got a couple sets of the Mickey memories here. I really did like these sets. They just, all of these like monthly sets end up being kind of a pain to collect. I know they're doing the Stitch now. So I just stopped bothering with them, especially after this set. So it's the only 3 I have there. Then another animation celebration, kind of lithograph. And this was kind of talking about the history of the multiplane camera. So I thought this one's pretty neat. You get a cool 101 Dalmatians pin there. Not a whole lot in that first box. There's some kind of like random Disneyland memorabilia from our honeymoon in there. Things like our Key to the World cards and that sort of thing. A couple lanyards with some Disney pins on that we got as part of like our package when we went. And then some Epcot 30. I do like these like sets they did here. You get one with the patch and one with the lanyard key. And then we get these like little like vial. It's got this "Hello, my name is Mickey" pin in it. And then there's also a whole bunch of buttons, a lot of like "Just Married" and "Happily Ever After" pins in there. Alright, so this box looks like it's some more recent RunDisney pins. So we have, looks like last year's Wine and Dine. Yep. They're all pretty solid themes. Especially the Mickey with the pie. Best pin. We've got a half marathon weekend pin. And this was from last year's marathon weekend, so my first marathon. And Katie and I did the 10K together. We also have 2-course challenge here. And then Castaway 5K we also did last year. And then another Princess weekend pin here in this one. So this is the last set of boxes here. You can see a couple more 2019 Wine and Dine pins. That was a very good year for Wine and Dine. One of my favorite race weekends. Pin from the actual Walt Disney Studios. Then we got the gingerbread collection. This is from the first and technically the only year now that Wilderness Lodge did a gingerbread display. Another Kingdom consoles there. Flower and Garden Festival. And pin from when we stayed at Disneyland Hotel. Farewell Illuminations. Moment of silence here for Illuminations, please. Thank you. And here is the other 3 Wally pins that I was talking about. from the 10th anniversary there. Funny enough, I found these 2 unopened mystery boxes. These are reveal conceal sets, so I have no clue what the other 2 pins are in these, and I can't decide if I should just like open them or just hold on to them if I've ever. But apparently I have those. Apparently I have a couple duplicates of the Animation Celebration lenticulars, so those are going to actually go into my trade binder then, but that's pretty cool. A couple more to show you guys. This is on our kind of backdrop of where we record, but this is all the 20th anniversary pin trading event pins here. I did a whole video showing you guys and talking about the event, so I won't go too much into detail, but those are there. And then if we travel over here, I've got just a couple more RunDisney metal pins, just from a couple fun races here. So we've got my first marathon over there. We've got a Princess Half Marathon, and then the Walt Disney World 10K over there. So last couple that I think I have for you, or at least that I'm gonna dig out and show you guys. These are the Disney Hollywood Studio Store Happily Ever After collection. It's not the whole collection, it's just a couple of the pins from it. But we got Little Mermaid, we've got Up, got 101 Dalmatians, and we have Tangled there. And these are pretty cool pins. I had got these from an online release that they did. Another set that I really don't have like a huge connection to though, I might like try to trade or get rid of at some point. But still, they're pretty cool pins. They're really nice and they're a decent size as well. Alright guys, well that is pretty much our entire Disney pin collection. It's really not a huge collection. It does have some pretty old pins in it. Just things that I've held on to from years and years of taking Disney trips. There's not a whole lot of like super rare, super expensive pins in it by any means, but a lot of it are pins that just have a lot of memories attached to them and mean something to me, and that's really why I like collecting the pins. That's what's fun about it for me, is having that little memento from different events that we've gone to, and it's been super fun being able to share that with you guys. So let me know in the comments if there's any pins that either you have in common with me, or comment and just let me know what is your favorite pin from my collection that I showed you. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all of that YouTube-y jazz that they ask you to do. And thanks again so much for watching. See you guys.